Magandang araw mga ka-aerial defense, may ibabahagi na naman ako sa inyo. Dahil ngayong araw na ito ay may pag-uusapan tayo tungkol sa depensa, armas ng bagong barkong pandigma ng Pilipinas. Sinubukan na, ang BRP Miguel Malvar, ang pinakabagong guided missile frigate ng Philippine Navy, ay kasalukuyang sumasailalim sa serye ng Operational Readiness and Capability Tests o ORC bilang paunang kinakailangan para sa Operational Combat Deployment. Bagamat formal na inatasan sa serbisyo ng hukbong dagat noong ika-20 ng Mayo, ang FFG-06 ay kinakailangan pa ring sumailalim sa ilang mga pagsubok bago ito ganap na magamit para sa pag-deploy. Ito ay upang matiyak na ang kakayahan sa pakikidigma ng parehong sasakyang pandagat at mga tripulante nito ay naaayon sa inaasahang pangangailangan at naabot ang mga pamantayan ng hukbong dagat ng Pilipinas. Ito ay lalong mahalaga dahil sa komplikadong katangian ng modernong pakikidigma sa dagat na nangangailangan ng pag-unawa sa apat na dimensyon nito, katulad ng anti-surface warfare, anti-air warfare AAW, anti-submarine warfare ASW, at electronic warfare. Inaprubahan ng gobyerno ang panukala ng US na magtayo ng dalawang bagong boat maintenance facility sa Palawan, isa sa Naval Detachment sa Puerto Princesa at isa pa sa Coastal Quezon Town na parehong nakaharap sa isang pangunahing tensyon sa West Philippine Sea. Kinumpirma ng US Embassy nitong Miyerkules ang mga nakaplanong BMF sa Naval Detachment Oyster Bay sa Ulugan Bay at sa bayan ng Quezon. Ayon sa embahada, ang US Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command ay naglabas ng dalawang pampublikong solicitations para sa mga pribadong kontratiste tungkol sa disenyo at konstruksyon ng BMF noong ika-7 ng Hulyo. Ayon sa embahada, ang BMFs ay magbibigay ng repair at maintenance capabilities para sa ilang maliliit na sasakyang pandagat ng Armed Forces of the Philippines, at magtatampok ng dalawang multi-purpose interior rooms na angkop para sa equipment storage o conference use. Binigyang diin din ng embahada na ang maintenance facilities ng maliliit na barko ay hindi isang base militar. Para naman sa Naval Detachment Oyster Bay, ito ay nagsisilbing isa sa mga departure point para sa AFP contracted vessels na ginagamit sa rotation and resupply mission sa BRP Sierra Madre. Noong huling bahagi ng February 2025, nagpunta ang South Korean research vessel na anuri sa Provisional Measures Zone o PMZ na ibinahagi sa pagitan ng South Korea at China. Ang sasakyang pandagat ay na-deploy upang suriin ang isa sa 3 Chinese steel structures na inilagay sa PMZ nang walang paunang abiso sa South Korea. Ang paglalakbay ng barko ay hindi matagumpay, dahil hinarang ng Chinese Coast Guard ang barko, na sinasabing ang istruktura ay isang aquafarm. Mula noon, hiniling ng South Korea na ilipat ang 3 istruktura sa labas ng PMZ, na nagtaas ng mga alalahanin na nilalabag ng mga ito ang legitimate at legal maritime rights ng South Korea, at maaaring pisikal na hadlangan ng pag-navigate ng mga barkong pangingisda at barkong pandagat ng South Korea. Gayunpaman, tinanggihan ng China ang kahilingan, inulit na ang mga istruktura ay hindi lumalabag sa anumang mga kasunduan, at ang mga nauugnay na pasilidad na itinayo ng China ay mga pasilidad ng deep-sea fishery aquaculture na matatagpuan sa mga baybaying dagat umano ng China. Ang mga ganitong hakbang at kilos ng China ay hindi naiiba sa ginawa nila sa West Philippine Sea, kung saan magtatayo lamang daw sila ng pahingahan ng mga mangingisda na kalaunan ay naging military base na.
CSIS. And I'm here today to present some new research we have on the establishment of Chinese structures in the waters between South Korea and China. Some of you may be familiar with what has been known as China Gray Zone activities in the South China Sea, where they have established unilaterally different types of structures, initially civilian in nature, that were then dual-use purposed for military facilities, whether this was the dredging of new islands or the creation of airstrips, things of this nature. And the concern now is that China is embarking on similar sorts of activities off the waters of the Korean Peninsula. This is in particular in an area known as the PMZ, or Provisional Maritime Zone, between South Korea and China. So let me explain to you first what the PMZ is. This is a map that shows the EEZs, the exclusive economic zones, of South Korea and China. The blue line represents South Korea's EEZ, the red line represents China's EEZ. EEZs are measured 200 nautical miles off the territorial baseline. As you can see, in this part of the world, the EEZs of China and South Korea overlap. This is the green area. That is the overlap between China and South Korea. In 2001, the Chinese and the South Koreans reached a bilateral agreement to establish a Provisional Maritime Zone, or PMZ, in this area. In this PMZ agreement, the two sides agreed that they would allow fishing in this particular area, but they would not allow the establishment of structures within this PMZ area. In spite of this, we have found through our imagery work that China has established 3 known structures inside the PMZ. 2 of these are aquacultural exploration cages. And this is one picture or an example of an aquacultural exploration cage. These are known as the Shenlan 1 and the Shenlan 2. But in addition to this, China has established a central integrated management platform for these aquacultural cages. And this is a satellite imagery picture of this. This is known as the Atlantic Amsterdam. It is a repurposed oil drilling rig in which you can clearly see a communication station, a helipad, lifeboats, a derrick and crane, so it's a substantial structure that stands 6 stories tall. And it is one that has caused a great bit of consternation between South Korea and China. The South Koreans have made numerous requests for the Chinese to locate these facilities outside the PMZ, which China has summarily rejected. And our longitudinal AIS data analysis shows that there have been numerous attempts by South Korea to survey these structures, and the Chinese have consistently blocked their ability to do this. So this is a representation that shows 2 efforts by the South Korean Coast Guard, this blue line, as well as another South Korean survey vessel that have tried to come and gather information, survey the Shenlan 1 and the Shenlan 2. And as you can see, this red line represents the Chinese Coast Guard, where they have come and blocked South Korea's ability to survey these vessels. China has also unilaterally declared no sail zones within the PMZ that has raised protests from South Korea. The dangers here with regard to this current situation are obvious. The structures today are largely for exploration and experimentation purposes with regard to aquaculture, but they may in the future have a dual-use purpose for establishing China's creeping jurisdictional presence in the Yellow Sea, just as China has done in the South China Sea, where what ostensibly started as weather stations later were turned into military facilities. We will be watching this situation very closely.
Para sa mas madaming update tungkol sa ating depensa, paki-follow at like muna ng aming page na nasa description na ang link. Huwag mo na rin kalimutan mag-like, share and subscribe. Pindutin mo na rin ang bell para updated kayo sa aking mga bagong video. Maraming salamat po.